Hello everybody, welcome to Wisconsin Wonder Garden. We have a few tomato seedlings that are ready to be transplanted. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how and when we do that transplanting. I'm also going to show you guys how to transplant them into these plastic cups and a few different alternatives that you can recycle using materials from your home instead of throwing them in the trash or recycling bin. Alright, let's get to it. I just love the smell of these tomato seedlings when they're growing up, and just the smell of tomato plants overall. For some reason, I just really like it. These tomato seedlings are ready to be transplanted when they reach about 6 inches. Or a general rule of thumb that you guys can go off of is when they are 3 times the width of your container in height. So say these are 2 inches wide. You want to transplant them once they are 6 inches tall. We have most of these early girl tomatoes, and then few of these Cherokee purple tomatoes are going to be transplanted out today in the video. I'm waiting on these Roma tomatoes and beefsteak tomatoes for the most part. They're not quite there yet and just don't really have a need to be transplanted. You guys are definitely going to want to stick around for this video because there's a really cool tip that you guys might have never tried before when transplanting tomatoes or just growing tomatoes in general that's really going to help out the end product and make sure that your plant is as strong as possible. It's super easy to do and you're going to love this quick tip, so stick around for that. Okay, we're going to start preparing these red solo cups or party cups for the transplanting. All you need to do to prepare these is provide drainage holes. So if you get a smaller drill bit size, like a 1/4 inch, and drill in like 8 to 12 holes down in the bottom of this, that will be fine. If you don't have a drill or drill bit, that's okay. You can just make it work with a simple knife. Just poke it in there and then give it a little twist to open up that hole a little bit. Do that, again, the same thing about 8 times around the bottom, and you will be set. I guess I should say, just in case you guys aren't aware, instead of cutting out each of these separately, you can take the length of your drill bit, stack up these cups, and then drill right into a whole stack of them. So there we've got them all, every single one of them drilled through there. So that's going to be a time saver. Now, what can you guys use to recycle some materials in the home to use for transplanting? Well, the first is a really obvious one, a sour cream cup. You can use these. They are a little bit more shallow than you would want, but this is going to be plenty enough to sustain a tomato growing up to about 1 foot or so. Next container we have here is an old cheese spread container. You're going to do the same thing with both of these. Just cut some holes down in the bottom. And then lastly, if you have any milk cartons around the house, these make perfect containers because they're nice and deep and they're also pretty large. So this can grow a tomato up to about 1 foot or 1.5 feet at least until it needs to be transplanted into your garden. So if you're running out of space in your containers, you don't want to go out and buy a bunch, just recycle some of these in your home, cut off the top, drill holes in the bottom, and you'll be good to go. Okay, now we've got to talk about the soil that we're going to add into these cups. You don't need to use a seed starting mix at that point. You can just move on to a regular vegetable soil mixture. I'm using this Kellogg garden soil. It's an organic garden soil that has a mix of sphagnum moss, peat moss, some compost as well, which is going to provide a little bit of fertilizer for our plants. But be careful with that. This is about the time where you generally have to start fertilizing your tomatoes. They don't need a full strength fertilizer. I would dilute them to about half strength right now. Whatever fertilizer you choose to get, just make sure that they have no zeros in it. So you want to get like a 3-2-5 or something like that. As long as it doesn't, the ratio doesn't matter as long as you have a little bit of everything in them. We'll talk more about fertilizing when these tomatoes are a little bit older in the garden, and then we have to start amending things like calcium into the soil. I'll have a video all about that coming up. Okay, onto this tip that we have for you guys. What you want to do, instead of planting these into your transplant container at the same depth that they were planted in and germinated in, you want to bring that soil all the way up to your true set of leaves here. So we're going to add an extra 4 inches of soil up to this tomato plant. And what's really going to happen is under that soil, roots are going to start developing and growing from that main stem. Unlike many other plants, tomatoes are pretty incredible in the fact that they can be cloned, propagated, and grown like this under the soil, and roots will start to grow from that stem portion wherever they are buried in the ground. So not only are we going to do this when we transplant them the first time, but we're also going to mound them up and bury them deep in the soil when we transplant them in our garden bed later this year. So let's look over here as we're potting these up, and I'll show you guys exactly what you're going to do for this. So we've got to select the ones that we're transplanting, which are these 3 right here. You can wait until your whole tray is ready to be transplanted, just so it's a little bit easier for you guys, but I really want to get this video out for you all before it's too late in the season and you guys are already looking to transplant them and I don't have a video up for you all. So now we've got to look at how much soil we want to put in the bottom here. We're going to chop off these cotyledon leaves and actually put this almost all the way down to the bottom of this container here without adding any soil. And also, like I said before, it's going to be growing roots all the way up this stem here as long as it's buried in the soil. So we're going to take this seedling, pop it down there, and then lightly work in soil around it. So there, now we took a 6-inch plant and now it's only a couple of inches high, but all of that root structure is going to be so much stronger when doing this here. So we went from this down to this. Pretty cool, huh? You know, I have to say, I do absolutely love getting out in the greenhouse and working with these plants. It's just so rewarding. You know, you're here slaving away at all of this food that we're growing, and these tender little seedlings, we're doing our best to take care of them. We're kind of worried about them growing perfectly and stressing about all sorts of things when growing these plants, but it's at times like this when you're just completing a process step after step in a greenhouse or outdoors or inside your home, wherever it might be, that it's kind of all worth it because it allows us to slow down for a little bit. Maybe think about our days that we have ahead of us or days that we had behind us, and just brings us a level of peace that we don't really get on a daily basis anywhere. And that's a big reason as to why I garden, and a lot of you are aware of that. I love this process of just working with the plants and growing these things too, because of the time that I can have to connect and reflect. It's also good just to get the hands dirty every once in a while. Get those good beneficial microbes and bacteria all over the place. Alright, I think I've got a couple of Roma tomatoes that I want to transplant, but that's about it for now. I'm going to let the rest of these grow up for another couple of weeks yet. Right now we've got 4 of the early girls and 6 of the Cherokee purples, and then we'll do a couple of the Roma tomatoes. I'm hoping to grow a lot of tomato plants this year, as you guys can see. I am the most excited about trellising our Cherokee purple tomatoes. They are an heirloom variety that get massive and I think I'll be trellising them up to about 6 feet or so, using a few different methods too. And it's going to be really cool to see the results that the trellising has on them. If you guys haven't trellised your tomatoes before, I always encourage you to do that. Trellising tomatoes really helps support the plant. If you think about it, it is actually kind of a vining plant, so it will lay down and grow across the ground if it could. But through our gardening interventions, we grow them upright with things like tomato cages, or we grow them upside down with a topsy-turvy system. The next way and method of growing them that I've been turned on to from several gardeners over the past couple of years is trellising. And so as that tomato plant grows, you just support the branches that are coming off or that main stem of the tomato plant. That way it's able to keep on growing. They grow very big. Like if you've got an indeterminate tomato, it's going to keep on growing and keep on producing fruit sets for you guys, and it won't tip over. So that's where trellising comes in hand, and also pruning. So we're going to do a lot of heavy pruning on these tomatoes to show you guys maybe the differences that you might get and how much easier it is to get in for your harvest. That's where pruning really comes handy, is just the ease of getting to it, and then it also reduces the amount of disease that your tomato plant might be subject to, because there's a ton of airflow going through your entire plant when you're pruning off the different suckers and pruning your tomato plant in the way that you want it to grow. All right, here we've got all of our smaller tomato seedlings. They're going to continue to grow out here in the greenhouse. I'm going to give them a little bit of a watering. Some of them are starting to dry out a little bit. Make sure for the most part you're keeping your tomato seedlings pretty moist. You don't want that soil to dry out for a long time. If it is too dry, you'll see the tomatoes start to tip over, and I've even had them laying completely on the soil, and then I give them a nice watering and they'll prop right back up. So if you see your tomato plants starting to get leaning way over and it's not from too little light, then you're most likely have too dry of soil, if it is dry, or it could also be too wet. Again, we've got two sides of each world when it comes to gardening. One polar opposite compared to the other, and generally plants show the same symptoms and signs for each of those. I've got a couple of these leftover trays that I won't be using until we plant them up later this year with different annuals and some vegetable crops too. So I'm just going to use these to set all of our tomatoes into for the time being. Since I got them in this container here, I don't have to worry about water getting all over my shelving units, and it's also very easy to transport. It's a nice and sturdy container, so that when I have to bring them inside during the nighttime when it's going to get cold in here, that it's really simple and easy to do. So you could also use like your plastic seedling tray, but I have found something like these containers just works best, again, for the ease of transportation. So that was a pretty simple and easy process. The main point to transplanting these seedlings while they're young like this is to provide enough space for them to grow. And then since we buried them nice and deep in the soil, they're going to have a really big root structure by the time we transplant them into the garden as the weather warms up. Give these fellas a nice little watering before you leave them alone for the day, and then continue on with your normal watering schedule. That's going to be it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any more questions on how to transplant your tomato seedlings, if you've got any questions at all, please leave them in the comment section down below. I hope you're all having a great gardening adventure, and we'll see you in the next episode.